Hey, Agent Thoughts here, coming at you with another video. I told you when I began I would show you the mud, the blood, and the guts. Or is it the plant sap? Mud, blood, and the plant sap of greenhouse work. And we've kind of reached that point where I've got some of the blood or plant sap part that's really kind of killing me. Or more, it's killing my plants. So in the greenhouse, we've been crowded in here. Our ultimate goal, I explained for this year, is we were going to be transitioning out to the new grow house. So I purchased accordingly. I set us up according to us growing in the big greenhouse. It's not ready yet. There's a bunch of things out of my control, and we're going to get power this weekend. But the guys that do the gas are not available. So they had some emergency or something that came up, so they're not available. So I don't know. I don't know when we're going to be delayed to. But let's talk a little bit about what that's doing to our greenhouse and kind of some of the things you can do or some of the things you're stuck with. Now, in here, this is a little research greenhouse. This is always designed as a research greenhouse. It wasn't designed for full commercial growing. So it's not set up ideally. It's also not set up for 2,000 plants, which is what we have in here now. My hope has been we would get them to where they reach the edge of the pot and we'd move them into the new greenhouse. So that didn't happen, and now we're kind of stuck with what we've got going on here. So let's look into it. So what is the issue? All right, so the issue here is that our plants are growing just as they should, right? The problem is as they grow, they need more space, and they don't have more space. They are stuck in here, which means as you get a lot of foliage, and we still have to water. Unfortunately, when we water, we can't be selective because everything's pot to pot. And if I want to water this one, I accidentally water this one. It's really, really kind of tough, and that's all the foot room I have to walk around here. Because again, we were supposed to be moving into the big new house. Now, the issue with space is causing an issue with the air circulation and the moisture content in the greenhouse. So this greenhouse is small. It's only 200 square feet. The big greenhouse is 2,750 square feet. So it's much, much bigger. But here we've got a lot of plant material that's all been watered. It's all tight together. All the foliage is tight together. The humidity comes up. The air circulation is not great. Yeah, that's a ceiling or articulating fan I'm hanging from the ceiling. I'm doing the best I can. But it's building up pockets of moisture and dead air space. And when you build up a dead air space, you get other pests that come in and start causing issues. And one of those is something that in the nursery industry we call damping off. Okay, so it's a plant. If it's too damp, it just dies off. It damps off. Some of our varieties like this one are pretty resistant to it. I'm not having an issue with that. But when we get into some of our others, this is one that is damped off here. So if you look all the way down in here, you can see there's a fuzzy grayness down there. So whether this just plain had too much moisture or whether this is a plant that when we pruned it, it got bumped, something happened where it got damaged, but the moisture is so high in here and the humidity is so high and the air circulation is low, it's caused a botrytis fungus to come in and establish a colony on the base of that plant. And basically it's eating it. The fungus is eating it. And I noticed this starting last week. So these are a couple of my others. Unfortunately, they're my fancy ones. And they came from right in there. There's another one that's damping off there. So we've got a fungus issue. Let me get out from around here. Oh, there we go. And it's only affecting certain plants. So there's certain varieties that I'm seeing are more susceptible to the botrytis fungus. And it's really frustrating because it happens to be the ones that generally have more breeding work to them, something that's worked harder. My Biddens is suffering from it. My Leishmachia is suffering from it. The Vogue petunias are suffering from it, and some of the pink vein are suffering from it. Some of the other things, like this guy here, the sweet potato vine, it's doing just fine. The Amore King of Hearts is doing just fine. Some of my Calibrachoa is doing just fine. Oh, this is the patata. That's one that's just starting. And some of these others, we've had other issues. But yeah, so I've got fans running in here. I've turned a couple of them off, but I'm doing the best I can with the situation I have. But I'm basically running out of time. Without transferring to the big house, everything in here is going to die. It just simply doesn't have space. It's the same issue I had last year. Ran into time and I had to start gambling. Can I have nights that it's not going to get below freezing? Can I keep that other greenhouse so hot during the daytime that it holds heat all night? Those are the options I'm looking at. But yeah, this is the problem we got going now, is damping off. All right. These guys, on occasion, I have found ones that haven't made it, but most of the ones that I lost were simply because of, like this is old. This is old. That's from the damage from shipping. So anyway, that's where we're at. We've got botrytis fungus that has developed up because of overcrowding, high moisture, and less than ideal air circulation, because we're restricted to this tiny house. So I'm doing the best I can to avert disaster. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to keep going. Anyway, I hope you're learning something. Ag Teacher Thoughts out.